So yes, from the title you would have already understand that there is no more war. So in this video, we are chronologically going to see what happened after the funeral of General Qasem Soleimani. Iran has vowed that they'll immediately retaliate after his funeral, and on his day of funeral, almost 1.6 million people gathered, almost 56 people died in stampede, and the retaliation took place right after his funeral. The whole world was expecting that Iran would reply, but not sure how. Everybody was expecting a proxy war or a shadow kind of war, some kind of indirect attack on US. But on January 8th morning, Iran directly attacked US military bases situated in Iraq, where they also assassinated General Soleimani. So maybe they thought that it was a fitting response to attack them in Iraq. They used surface to surface ballistic missiles on Erbil and Al-Assad air bases, which are one of the most important air bases for USA, as it was primarily established to fight the ISIS. Right after this attack, the Iran media was celebrating it, and they were mentioning their intention is not war, but as an act of self-defense, they had to do this. Iran media claims that 80 American terrorists were killed in this attack. They were mentioning the American troops as terrorists, and right after this, the FAA ordered all American aircrafts to not fly over Iran and Iraq after this missile attack. There was also an Ukrainian flight which was taken down, and at that time they said it was due to a technical error, but later on a lot of countries started investigating it, and now they are saying that it was unintentionally shot down, and almost 60 plus Canadians died in that flight as well. And right after this incident, US placed 6 B-52 bomber flights in their Diego Garcia base, which is situated 2,300 miles away from Iran. Just in case of a war, they wanted to use these bomber flights. And right after this, South Korea noted what has happened, and they have issued a statement saying that similar drones have been placed in South Korea, which was controlled by the United States Force Korea, USFK. And 4 of these drones were MQC-1 Grey Eagle, which are very similar to the drones which were used to kill General Soleimani, which were the MQ-9 Reaper. A lot of countries along with South Korea were reacting after this. Some countries were trying to rub salt to the injuries. One such country is Britain, which said that Iran has done a great mistake and it has to apologize to US, whereas countries like Israel and Pakistan have already taken their side along with United States. Iraq has mentioned that Iran has already informed them about this attack so that they'd be cautious and not place any civilians or military personnel anywhere near their US base, whereas Iran has mentioned that if India take any peace initiatives, then we will look forward to de-escalating this tension with the United States. Whereas China and Japan were requesting Iran to sort for peace. Meanwhile, the famous Donald Trump's tweet, the Americans had to rethink the powers of a president. According to the War Powers Resolution of 1973, the Congress Senate Council can decide on who the Americans can attack, on which country they can invade. Whereas the presidents only have the power to send army when it's needed in times of defense. So they can only send the army when it's needed for defense, and they cannot call upon a war. So immediately after this, the American president Donald Trump was called for a meeting in White House. The first thing that he mentioned was the killing of 80 American soldiers was a lie and no casualties were made. He said that the missiles just damaged a couple of American assets and properties because their air defense systems worked perfectly. He also mentioned saying that yes, indeed, we killed General Soleimani because he was involved in training the terrorists, and over the years he has killed thousands of Americans, so he must have been killed a long time ago. Donald Trump also says that his fight against the terrorism will continue, especially the ISIS terrorists, and Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. He also further adds that the political sanctions will continue to be imposed on Iran, and from now on NATO will closely monitor Iran. And after this, he also said certain things which might help his upcoming political campaign. He said that his country's economy is booming, the military has been enhanced, and also it was under his rule that the ISIS leader was killed. He says that there is no need for my country to seek Iran's crude oil. My country's economy is just doing fine. And in the end, he was calling for peace and harmony, thus ensuring that there will be no more attack from the side of United States. And after this meeting was over, they also sent a formal letter to United Nations when they questioned them on their assassination of General Soleimani, that saying, I killed General Soleimani for the defense of my country and its people, which is accordance to the Article 51 of the United Nations. On the side of Iran, the entire country is united after his assassination. They have also attacked the US base in Iraq, thus it gave them a fitting reply. You killed our General Soleimani in Iraq, so we attack your US base in Iraq. The relationship between Iran and Iraq have also been strengthened now, and after Donald Trump's press conference, they did not give much reply to it. So it's quite clear that there is not going to be any war, and I hope this video provided some value to you. You found this useful. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and until I see you again, bye bye and take care.
I'ma take it.